driving myself crazy, searching for some peace of mind. Pointless, useless, a waste of time. I hate this world, it hates me back. I don't know what I'm gonna do. All these corny phrases and midnight crazes are splitting me in two. I'm laughing, can't stop laughing at this world we're living in. Oh, it's happening, finally happening. The roof is caving in. Been reading holy books and science books at the same time. They go well together like stormy weather, Rubik's cubes and moonshine. Well, if Jesus walked on water, it must have been in the wintertime. And I bet Adam and Eve were pretty peeved when they learned love was a lie. I'm laughing, can't stop laughing at this mess we're living in. Oh, it's happening, finally happening. The roof is caving in. My records are all scratched right out of the sleeve. I'm not one to get mad, and besides, it doesn't really matter to me. I didn't want to listen to them anyway, just put them out on display. Yeah, tears and fears and appearances, that's how I live my days. I'm laughing, can't stop laughing at this mess that we found ourselves in. It's happening, finally happening. The roof is caving in. To be honest with you, I don't believe much what I've had to say. We've all been screwed since the beginning, so you can just look the other way. I won't blame you, I'll probably do the same, so we might as well do this together. Yeah, some say life is worth the living, and some say nothing can be truly worth it or not worth it, and that worth and meaning are inherently arbitrary, so you have to make your own meaning, and even if you try to, good luck coming up with anything useful. Well, I'm laughing, can't stop laughing at this mess we're living in. Oh, it's happening, finally happening, the roof is caving in. Oh, I'm gasping, can't stop gasping at our technical advancements. It's collapsing, morality and contentment. So I'm rapping, yes, I'm rapping on the door of false fulfillment. And I'm masking, just keep masking all my fake intentions. Now we are passing, all you peasants, we are soaring. They're attacking now, they're attacking with no caution or warning. So I'm laughing, can't stop laughing at this world we're living in. Oh, it's happening, finally happening. The roof is caving in. Oh, the truth is caving in. And this life is caving in. Our world is caving in.
What's up, you guys? Marty Schwartz here with Marty Music, hanging out with an amazingly talented fellow and now friend. We've got Jack Barksdale from Texas.
Indeed.
Yeah, nice to see you.
It's good to see you too.
I've enjoyed hanging out with you and also listening to your music. You've got a really cool style, kind of like a ragtime influence, a little bit of that old blues kind of vibe. I really dig it. Yeah, it's just nice to have you here.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me.
Of course.
It's going to be fun.
Real quick, you and your dad showed up here, both wearing Steve Poltz t-shirts.
Of course, yeah.
How did you first discover Steve Poltz, and like, what's that relationship?
One of the first festivals I ever played was in Red River, New Mexico, and it was called Red River Folk Festival.
Okay.
And had a lot of really great artists there, and one of the people there was Steve Poltz. And so he
made an impression.
Yeah, a lasting impression. Yeah, you know, he has his like loop pedals down, and he made up a song about the barbecue stand that was at the festival, and he played this really beautiful version of John Hartford's Presbyterian guitar. He did his song Folk Singer. That album had just come out maybe a couple years before that, and it was just a really cool time.
And you know him now?
Yeah, and he's just the nicest person, and I've gotten to meet him like 2 or 3 times a year, sometimes.
Have you met Anthony DaCosta?
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I just met him earlier this year.
Okay.
We came to Nashville, and we got to meet. He showed us around his studio. He's such a cool guy.
Cool, yeah, because I know he's friends with Steve Poltz. That's why
they co-wrote
Yeah.
Steve's latest album, the title track. I think they co-wrote together.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
How did you first start playing music?
I got guitar lessons when I was 7.
Did you ask for guitar lessons? Or
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd gotten this little toy, this Toys R Us guitar for Christmas one year. It sounded terrible playing it, and I just wanted, it probably wasn't in tune. I just wanted to learn how to make it sound good.
Yeah.
Because it sounded like a fun thing to do. And so I asked for guitar lessons, and my fingers were too small at that time. But once I got a little bigger, I got guitar lessons. And it was hard at first, but it ended up being really fun.
Did the guitar teacher have that influence on you? Or was that just something you were curious about and just found your way towards that?
I mean, my first teacher, originally I tried learning fiddle for about a year, and then I wasn't that good at that, and I wanted more to play guitar, so I ended up doing that about a year later. And so she taught me fiddle. I think she was more of a fiddle player and knew some basic guitar stuff, so she taught me some basics of guitar and some chords, and it was pretty cool. And I started like making up little things with the chords that I had learned. And then I got another guitar teacher after that taught me like the Nashville number system, and some different stuff like that. That was learning some practical stuff, and that was really fun. But honestly, it was just something I was always curious in and wanting to learn how to play all these songs I was listening to. Like, I think I'd probably been writing songs at the same time I was learning to play guitar, so I really wanted to learn how to put music to those songs and learn how to play.
What kind of music do your parents listen to?
My mom listens to like a lot of songwriters like Kevin Welch and Lucinda Williams and stuff like that.
So some of that made it into you.
Yeah. And so she's also an English major, so I kind of...
So that's where you get
I like the
words,
lyrics and stuff.
Influence, yeah.
And then my dad, he listens to a lot of like 90s grunge and rock and rap and all sorts of stuff.
Well, your dad and I are the same age.
Yeah.
I was going to ask, as you were saying all of this and as you played the songs, have you ever like learned a Nirvana song or like learned a Green Day song?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I've learned a couple Nirvana songs. I mean, on acoustic guitar, so it's not quite the same.
No, I gotcha.
I like all sorts of different kinds of music. That's where I first learned about Leadbelly, was through Nirvana. Where Did You Sleep Last Night?
Love that song.
I went and looked up, they talked about Leadbelly, and so I went and looked up Leadbelly's version. I'm like, this is like nothing I've ever heard before. And, he plays that 12-string guitar, and he tunes it down way low and does all the great guitar playing. And I just fell in love with that and started learning some of that stuff. And then that got me into old blues music, and where I started learning about, Blind Willie Johnson, yeah, I really love like finger-picking style slide, like the kind of that Blind Willie Johnson would do, you know, or kind of pick this out. And so that's kind of how this song came about. But
Are you in an alternate tuning right now?
I am. This is, I'm in kind of a weird D tuning. I have it capoed here right now, but when it's not capoed, it's D, A, D, D, A, D.
Ooh.
And so there's no third in there.
DadDad.
Yeah, DadDad, exactly. And so there's no... there's no third in there at all, so you can write these ambiguous songs where they're not in a major or a minor key.
Strum the strings again? That sounds like that Zeppelin Rain song.
Yeah. It's a really cool tuning. I use it a lot. I just wrote a new song with it.
Ooh.
It's very annoying because you have to tune the G string all the way down to D.
Okay.
And sometimes it'll break and sometimes it'll, you know. But I just keep writing songs with it because it's such a cool thing. And so you can go in and out of minor and major, and it's really cool.
Nice.
So, and this guitar is an Art & Lutherie. It's a Canadian brand. It's owned by Godin. It's a really cool guitar. But, yeah. Here's Before the Devil Knows. It's a song I wrote with my friend Guthrie Kennard. Yeah. Dark was the night, cold was the ground. Dressed for Sunday on a Saturday night. Blind Willie singing gospel blues. Down on the corner for nickels and dimes. Your left hand slide and your right hand go. May you get to heaven for the devil knows. 7 whistles and 7 crows. Let your left hand slide, your right hand go. May you get to heaven for the devil knows. Go down, Moses, to the sea. Over yonder Galilee. 2 trains running, let freedom ring. Looking for the moss on the trees. Your left hand slide and your right hand go. May you get to heaven for the devil knows. 7 whistles and 7 crows. Let your left hand slide, your right hand go. May you get to heaven for the devil knows. Two nails, a bottle, and baling wire. hear them holler in the fields. 61 crosses 49. Better pick the chicken while the water is hot. Let your left hand slide and your right hand go. May you get to heaven for the devil knows. 7 whistles and 7 crows. Your left hand slide, your right hand go. May you get to heaven for the devil knows.
What was the first thing you learned on guitar?
I think probably the first thing I learned was a Johnny Cash song.
Cool. What was that?
I think I learned "Give My Love to Rose." I don't remember what key. I think I learned it in G, and I think I even used to do like the little riff, like, you know. I think that's the riff. I don't know. And just give my love to Rose, please won't you listen? And so that's probably the first thing that I learned. It's just a 1-4-5 song. Mm-hmm. It's just G, C, D, or whatever key you're doing it in. And so it's very simple, but I didn't have anybody teach it to me. I just heard it, and then I was trying to follow along with the chords, and just turned out that they were the only 3 I knew, you know?
Nice.
It's got
3 chords and the truth.
3 chords and the truth, exactly.
Do you have a technique that you can show me and the audience, like a little exercise maybe that you learned in the beginning that helped you with your kind of finger style playing?
Yeah, I can.
The reason you have the capo on the 2nd fret right now is because you're tuned a whole step down.
Yes.
So basically now if you played a C chord or G chord, it's standard. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. So any kind of finger picking exercise, people are always trying to learn that stuff.
Yeah, and I really wanted to learn that stuff, and I could never really get the hang of it, so I ended up just doing like strumming with these fingers and just
that's great.
Picking with the thumb.
Yeah, let's
stuff like that.
Yeah, let's do that. Show me that.
Yeah, basically I used to just use like all these fingers as just, strummers.
And you've got 5 of them?
I got 4 of those and then 1 of those.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
cool. I think most people have 5 fingers.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah. And I would just, or sometimes I would kind of pretend like this was a pick. But then I actually learned how to finger pick.
Okay.
And I just learned a super simple way to finger pick, which is, I think I just learned with the G chord, but it translates to all the different chords, which, thumb, index finger, thumb again on a different string, and then middle finger. So, and G it sounds. And I would do that over
for
and
hours
over.
And hours
I would
and
do
hours.
it over and over again, and then change to the different keys, and you can do it on different strings depending on what sound you want. And I would just do that over and over, and then I got faster at it. Or I would try to ramp up the speed slowly until I could get faster at it. And I would pretty much, I wrote a bunch of songs like that where it was just super simple finger picking. And then eventually I just kept finger picking like that, and sometimes I would be able to add in little things here and there to change up the melody a little bit. But I just kept doing that, and then one day I realized my thumb had been trained so thoroughly to just keep going like that.
Yep.
That now my other two fingers were free to do anything that they wanted. You know, it took a little time to be where they could actually do anything they wanted, but they were like, I wasn't following a finger picking pattern.
But your thumb is just steady.
Yeah, but my thumb was steady.
Yeah, do that again. I like that.
So now I was following a melody, whatever melody I heard that I could hear in my head and could actually execute on the guitar. I was following a melody with my fingers, not a pattern, keeping the thumb steady to have a bass for it, And I've heard people talk about how they, would just do the bass part
Just that.
and would practice that. And I just ended up learning it as a full picking pattern. And I think that's good because you can actually use it. You're kind of encouraged to practice it more because it's something that's functional, and you can, write and learn songs using this picking pattern, so you end up just doing it more than you would something that you practice,
Cool.
So I just kept doing that over and over again, and eventually I just had the freedom of moving the thumb steadily, and
What's a song you wish you had written?
a song called Pirate Jenny from the Threepenny Opera. I found that song recently, and a bunch of people have actually covered it, like Nina Simone has a famous version of it, Judy Collins has done it, but it was written by Kurt Weill and Bertolt Brecht. And Bertolt Brecht did the lyrics, and he's a great writer and poet, and so the lyrics and storyline are very interesting in this song, and the music was written by Kurt Weill, who's a great innovative composer, and it all works amazingly together, and it's a super cool song, but I think it's and then there's this weird chord here like this.
Ooh.
So
Charge a lot for that chord.
yeah.
Oh, that's great, man. That's so cool. All right, I just want to thank Jack Barksdale again. You can check out his music. We're going to leave links below for his social media. He's also got a new EP out that you should go check out, which is called
Out of Order.
Out of Order. So go check that out. We've got the future right here of music. So let's, keep music alive. And you can do that by supporting Jack Barksdale. Dude, thank you again.
Thank you.
And hopefully we cross paths again. And when you get, when you're leveling up, don't forget about the small people. Right?
No, thank you so much for having me.
Of course. I had a great time with you. I had a great time with you. All right. We'll see you guys later.
This one is one I wrote called Law and Order. I just released a new EP, and this one's on there. Law and order. You know the kind, we're trying to save ourselves from our own minds. It's no use trying, it's one crazy mess. That red tape's choking our own government. All these rules and regulations, they all break down, 'cause those who make them and break them, they're the same old clowns. It'll never be clean, it'll never be pretty. There's hate and violence all over the city. We are not holy, we are not pure, we're nothing special, nothing more incomprehensible. Sad but true. But what are we, average, everyday folks, to do? I don't think a revolution will help our cause. Let's just sit back and hope the apocalypse won't be too long. So let us look forward to a brighter dawn when we got nothing to govern, 'cause we ain't nothing at all. And let us look forward to that brighter day when law and order is far away. When law and order is far away.